all of Taylor Sheridan's appearances in the Yellowstone franchise, including his 1883 cameo. Beyond creating the massively successful neo-Western Yellowstone franchise, screenwriter Taylor Sheridan acts alongside the Dutton characters he created. Through all 5 seasons of the flagship Yellowstone series, Sheridan plays Travis Wheatley. Travis is a horse trainer and rodeo champion who features throughout Season 4 without issues. That said, Sheridan's role in Yellowstone Season 5 was divisive. Sheridan also acts in his 1883 prequel to Yellowstone, which witnesses the earliest known members of the Dutton family tree as they journey on the Oregon Trail. Their travels end in Montana, where the family settles and begins building the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. James Dutton meets Sheridan's 1883 character, Charles Goodnight, along the way. Goodnight is a genuine hero from the American West who helps the wagon train out of a bind with a couple of Comanche warriors. Taylor Sheridan's Travis Wheatley debuts in Yellowstone Season 1, Episode 5, Coming Home. The episode opens with a performance from Travis' best cowboys and show horses at the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. John Dutton is in the market for a good horse, and Travis hustles John on the best steeds he has. Travis shows off his best horses while telling John the breed, price, and how much the horses can earn in competitions. Travis' role is pretty minute in the episode. John mostly talks to Rip and Jamie, and as a horse trader, Travis is there to do his job in its most basic sense. Travis Wheatley doesn't surface again until the Yellowstone Season 2 premiere. Travis is at John Dutton's ranch in Montana, riding with the landowner, Case, Rip, and a few of their best cowboys. On horseback alongside John, Travis makes a remark that implies John Dutton invited him over to ride, but then swindled him into work. The cowboys are chasing a group of runaway cattle that have escaped into a thicket of trees. Back at the ranch, Wheatley helps John Dutton round up cows. While he has seemingly less reason to be in Big Sky Country, the second time, Travis' cameo makes sense and is relatively understated. Wheatley returns for a second outing in Yellowstone Season 2 for Episode 5, Touching Your Enemy. Notably, the cameo from Sheridan marks Travis and Jimmy's first encounter. Sheridan has a noticeably increased screen presence in the outing as he features alongside a family from North Texas, turning rodeo tricks. Travis challenges Jimmy to a pay-up, where he has to pay all the other competitors he loses to if he comes in last. After failing miserably, Jimmy has to pay Travis and the family he's traveling with upon Rip's insistence. Sheridan's appearance in the outing is more robust than his previous 2 cameos. After Season 2, Sheridan doesn't appear again until Yellowstone Season 4, Episode 2, Phantom Pain. After John Dutton returns home from the hospital, where he recovered from being shot on the side of the road, Travis is back at the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch to sell more livestock. When Rip asks what John's buying, he says, legacy. John tells Case and Rip that he wants Travis on the road, competing in horse shows under the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch name. Travis tells John it will take a few $1,000,000 to compete properly, saying he wants to build him a team of the best horsemen. Despite Case's warning, John makes the deal, giving Wheatley a reason to return in Season 4. Sheridan returns in the next episode, All I See Is You, to take Jimmy back to Texas as a favor to John Dutton. John sends Jimmy to the Lone Star State after he disregards John's warning about the rodeo and gets back on a horse. Jimmy gets injured again, and after John pays his medical bills, Texas is Jimmy's last chance. Therefore, Sheridan's appearance in Yellowstone Season 4, Episode 3, marks Jimmy's transition from Montana to Texas. Travis doesn't show Jimmy kindness as he takes on the employee. As Jimmy rides away with Travis Wheatley, it sets up both characters to appear in the 66 Yellowstone spinoff, about the Four Sixes Ranch in Texas. Yellowstone Season 4, Episode 4, Winning or Learning, picks up where the previous outing left off. Jimmy is in Texas again with Travis, and the episode opens with them pulling into their first horse show together. Jimmy grooms Travis' horse as Wheatley prepares to ride, telling Jimmy luck has nothing to do with his performance. Then Jimmy watches as Wheatley competes successfully. The horse competition features cameos from a few other professional competitors to fill out the segment. Although Jimmy goes to send a letter to Mia back at the ranch, he doesn't opt to mail anything. And Jimmy's story outside Montana begins to evolve at Travis' side. Yellowstone Season 4, Episode 7, opens with Jimmy and a group of cowboys herding a massive group of cattle on the Four Sixes Ranch. However, Travis is back in Montana at the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. The Four Sixes and Bosque Ranch owner is on a hiatus from Texas, helping John and Rip with their steers in Montana. Episode 7 briefly flashes to Travis on horseback, where he's chasing after a bunch of cows and yelling at them in a typical cowboy fashion. Wheatley is in Montana after leaving Jimmy at the Four Sixes Ranch and telling him he is heading to Yellowstone to deliver horses. Therefore, Sheridan's appearance aligns with a string of Season 4 cameos. In Sheridan's final appearance of Yellowstone Season 4, Travis is again on the road for a rodeo. Jimmy is also at the event and watches Wheatley's performance. Jimmy has evolved by Episode 9, which is evident when he compliments Travis for his performance and doesn't go unnoticed by the horse trainer. Travis and Jimmy have a genuine conversation, free of the insults Sheridan's character typically throws at Jimmy. Wheatley tells Jimmy that he must have learned quite a bit if sent to help at the horse shows. Travis tells Jimmy they're heading back to Montana at the end of the outing, judging that Jimmy's training is complete. After a handful of cameos in the Yellowstone flagship, Sheridan appeared as a different character in the Yellowstone 1883 prequel about the earliest known members of the Dutton family. James and Margaret Dutton traveled the northwest variant of the Oregon Trail from Texas to Montana, and the offshoot follows their journey. They meet Sheridan's character somewhere in Kansas. Based on a real-life rancher, Taylor Sheridan played Charles Goodnight in 1883. Charlie helps the wagon train out of a bad spot when James, Shea, and Thomas are engaged in a gunfight with bandits who steal their cattle after a storm. Goodnight appears alongside Sam and Two Feathers and compliments the Comanche warriors for their success in the fight. After helping James Dutton fend off a group of bandits, Charles Goodnight stuck around for 1883 Episode 8, The Weep of Surrender. Charles rides with James, Shea, Thomas, Elsa, Sam, and Two Feathers to round up a group of horses after a tornado. It's an excellent scene for the characters who have just survived two life-threatening instances. Episode 8 marks the end of Taylor Sheridan's character cameo in the TV show, in which Charlie says goodbye to his longtime friend Shea Brennan. Charles tells Shea about barbed wire and then rides off into the sunset. Charles Goodnight is humbler than Sheridan's Travis Wheatley character, overshadowed by the Comanche warriors he rides with and his thick beard. Sheridan's appearances pick up in Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, after Kevin Costner's exit, which was a controversial choice for the screenwriter. Sheridan emerges in the premiere, but has a relatively brief appearance in the episode. As Rip and the Yellowstone Cowboys approach the Four Sixes Ranch, he calls Travis to get the scoop on how to get settled in. Travis answers the call on horseback and tells Rip he's at a derby in Weatherford. Wheatley tells his friend that his friend Corey Pounds is there instead and informs Rip that a group of cowboys awaits their arrival. While Sheridan's appearances picked up a few episodes later, his cameo in Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 9, was one of his briefest. Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 12, Counting Coup, flashes to the Bosque Ranch, where Sheridan and Jimmy train horses. Travis gets back to poking fun at Jimmy in Season 5 as they work alongside one another. Jimmy is riding a rogue horse as Travis receives a call from Rip, informing him in the flashback that John Dutton is dead. Wheatley chides Jimmy as the call from Rip comes in, interrupting his lecture to Jimmy that he needs to take his decision to become a horse trainer more seriously. Rip calls Travis to ask him to sell their show horses to free up cash to pay the Dutton Ranch's massive tax bill. After getting the news about John, Travis breaks the news to his protege and offers him a week off. Sheridan's appearance in Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 13, Give the World Away, marks his cameo in the flagship becoming divisive. Sheridan appears in a lengthy side plot in Texas, wherein Beth travels to the state to oversee the horse trainer trading of some of the ranch's best equines. While in Texas, Travis' appearance alongside Beth is distracting.